Hi, I'm JJ. Welcome or welcome back. I'm doing this tag by Mike. I don't know if I'll do it on Tag Tuesday or just tag. It's just kind of an interesting discussion and stuff anyway, so I don't know if it has to be specifically for Tuesday. But anyway, I'm JJ and welcome back. The tag is Confessions of a Book Collector tag. The honest things every book collector knows but doesn't always admit. Created by Mike over at Bibliophile Reads, and I was tagged by Mike. So it's just got a few prompts, and it should be quick to get through. Number one, I own more books than I can realistically read. Yes. So as we did this tag, and then he also had one, if you couldn't acquire another book tag, and then I was just tagged by another one about what books would you get before you couldn't acquire any more books, and kind of thinking along those lines. And I actually came to the conclusion, when I'm thinking about like never being able to buy something again, I'm actually more concerned about not having copies of books that I loved than getting new things, as I think about it more. So I think I'm going to start tailoring my collection to all my favorites, and as I read the things that I've already owned, downsizing if I don't love it, and get rid of it, and instead of and trying to not buy as many books, because I know that I can't realistically get through them all. Number two, I've bought books just because they were beautiful. Yes, I did. Whether it's special edition ones, or if now that I'm going back and buying copies of my favorites, especially classics that I really like, I have really been trying to get really nice looking copies of them. Number three, finding a great book is sometimes more exciting than reading it. That is true, but I'm also going to try to not do that as often. But there are times where I find something and I am so excited about it, even if I know that I'm not going to get to it anytime soon. And I think that I'm not going to take that joy away. If I'm excited about something, I'm going to go with that excitement, but I am going to still try to be more mindful as I'm starting to curate my library, and as I'm putting shelves together and stuff. It's like I want books want access to my books. I don't want to have a bunch of books and then just not have access to them, because I didn't have shelving and space before, so I had a lot of them in a storage unit. And it's great because I know they're there, but it's really hard when I just want access to them and I don't have them. So I don't want to get to that point again. Number four, I've bought duplicates by accident or because I liked a different edition. Yes to both of those accounts. As I was building one of my shelves, I was stacking it and didn't realize, like, I put two books like on the same shelf, and then I was like, wait a second, this is the same book, and that was one that I didn't realize that I had two of. And then I also do have really nice editions of books that I like, just because, like I said, I'll buy them if they're beautiful. Number five, I sometimes rearrange my shelves for fun. I finally have shelves and I've already rearranged them like 2 or 3 times, so yes to that one. And number six, there are books I'll probably never read, but I'll never get rid of them. Yes. Primarily, I have a Icelandic copy of Independent People, and I'll never be able to read it, but I got it from a co-worker who went to Iceland and got it for me. And then I had the hardest time finding a book that I wanted, except for the Spanish copy, and so I bought that first, and then I found the English copy and got it but I want to keep the Spanish copy because it's really cool, but also it is a different edition, so I won't read it, but I do want to. Almost like part of my collection, since I want to have my favorites, is possibly getting my favorites in their original language. So like a French copy of Count of Monte Cristo would be really cool, or a Russian copy of War and Peace would be really cool. Something like that. Number 7. I bought books simply because they were a bargain. Yeah, I'm guilty for that one too. A local bookstore just had a sale this summer, a couple months ago, where you could fill a whole bag for $1. And I went back like 3 or 4 times in that like week that they were doing it, and just got a whole bunch of books. Several of them were on my list of things I wanted to read, but not all of them, and I know that I don't need them all. So yes. Number 8. I like the idea of having certain books even if I don't plan to read them soon. So that's kind of like the never read them idea. I do generally, when I buy a book, I do have good intentions that I will read it, but some of them I'm buying when I'm in down a certain rabbit hole, and then my reading changes and I don't get to it. Or some I know that I have something something planned, and I know I'm not going to get to it soon, but I know that it is planned and I do want to get it. So, and then some of them I don't want to forget about it when I see it. And I know that it's been on my list, and I get it. What's one confession you have as a book collector? What's something that you do that you think other collectors would understand? One confession as a book collector. A confession would be, I don't know how to organize my shelves. That's where I keep like redoing them. And I think the way that I want to do them is I want to have my favorites all together, and then the rest of them probably, I haven't figured out if I want to, probably alphabetical order, but I haven't figured out how to fully arrange that. But as I'm working my way through, I want to separate my read from my unread books so that I can kind of slowly progress, so that the read books are getting bigger and kind of reorganizing it. It kind of gives me a new excuse to reorganize again. But I guess that's a confession. I don't know how I want to arrange my books. And then something that I do that other people will understand. Just, I guess, the pure excitement of buying a book that you get to talk about. Like knowing, like, you got a really cool copy that you wanted to share, or a great story behind where you bought it or why you got it, or just one that you're excited to read so that you get to talk about it. I kind of have realized that knowing that I'm going to film for you guys made me think about the books that I'm getting. I still get ones that I know that I want and enjoy, but when I find that beautiful copy, I'm really excited to share it with you guys. And I think you guys would understand that as well, is just like the sheer joy of finding something like a hidden gem or something that you can't wait to show off. Not in like a braggy sort of way, but just out of pride that you found such a great book, because you know other booktubers will appreciate that. And then knowing that you get to talk about books that you love, or introduce books to people that they might have not heard of before. I really enjoy that aspect. So maybe that would be a confession as well. Is I really like when you guys tell me that, oh, that book sounds really good and I would have never heard of it because of you, or I tell me after you read it that you really liked it, or that I explained it in a way that made you rethink it or something like that. Like as a booktuber, and not just a collector, that has been really great and helpful, and it makes me more excited as I'm sharing my other books with you. But I think that would be kind of going slightly different than what Mike was asking for there, so I'll stop my rambling. But thank you, Mike, for creating this tag. It was fun to think about, and you know, when you have to really think about what you're doing and how you're doing it, and where you want your money and your time and effort to go, I think that is always a good thing to kind of explore and think about in the back of the mind, even if it doesn't fully change your habits. At least it's making you think a little bit differently. So thank you. As always, though, also thank you for watching. Thank you for being here, and have a great day and happy reading.